Hello, my name is Isa, and I'm an awakened starseed. For my first video in this series, I'll be sharing my awakening experience story. If it seems like I'm reading, it's because I have a wandering mind. So, to keep myself on track, I read what I wrote. So, please just bear with me. So, here's my story. One day, I was riding back from a trip, and I had my eyes closed on the passenger side of the car, just relaxing. Then, all of a sudden, my third eye opened and I could see the truck in front of us, except that I never opened my physical eyes. So then, when I opened my physical eyes, there it was, the same truck I had just seen. I was like, oh my god, my third eye just opened. What in the world? Many questions floated through my mind that day. So today, I'm here to talk about my awakening. Waking up is not as scary as it seems. My awakening was abrupt and unexpected. It was like all my senses came active or online all at once. I became super sensitive to energy. This is called clairvoyant. I will talk about this in detail in another video. I remember a few days later, my angels and guides told me that I was a starseed, but what does that even mean? And wait, I have angels and guides? I had no idea what a starseed was, and why me? I remember thinking, I'm not the right person for this. I learned that a starseed is a soul that originates from other stars or solar systems that incarnates on Earth for a specific purpose or mission. And I know that there's a lot of starseeds on Earth right now. This was all really weird for me, but somehow deep down, I always felt different, like I didn't belong here. Ever since then, I've been on my own spiritual journey and I have learned many new things. For example, I learned that for every one star seed that awakens, it sends out like a ripple effect or catalyst. This is why we are placed all over the world, strategically placed at Earth's ley lines. I have to admit, when I first woke up, I was scared, but I was also very curious to find out more about what was happening to me. At first, especially at night, I was scared that I was going to see monsters or shadows coming out at me. Of course, that never happened. And I was also scared that I was going to go crazy or into psychosis. And that didn't happen either. I did go in and out of depression because I was so overwhelmed and confused. So I tried to find some support. I started talking to my husband about it and looking for things up online. Be careful. Unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation out there on the internet, but I noticed not to look at anything that says sponsored or ads. I usually find the best information after the first page of results. There's also a lot of good information about spiritual awakening in books, especially older or used books. There are also big communities on social media platforms like TikTok, Pinterest, just to name a few. There's also TV called Gaia TV, and there's a membership fee on this one, but it does have lots and lots of good programs. Um, when I was going through mounds and mounds of information, I was able to piece together a lot of the things that I'll be sharing here on my videos. At first, I didn't want to talk to my family about it, but then I decided to start telling them, and they were supportive, but only to a certain extent because, of course, they weren't going through what I was going through. There were things that I would tell them, and then there were things that I would keep to myself. And then there was lots of things that I would research online and in books, so on and so forth. I started journaling things like dreams, things that I would hear from the angels, and I started automatic writing. This is like channeling through writing, just writing anything that comes through without actually reading it, and then reading everything after you write it. And I got a lot of angel messages this way. And there was some fun parts too at the beginning of my awakening, like astral projecting and lucid dreams. This is when you go to sleep, wake up in the middle of the night, then go back to sleep again, but this time your consciousness goes to other places like other timelines, other dimensions, and other planets. I learned that we are multidimensional. I would say 3 times body asleep, mind awake, and then go back to sleep and have an experience. Yes, I did go to other planets, dimension timelines, and met and talked to other beings. I also met and talked to some of my angels and guides. I also had normal dreams from the subconscious mind and the occasional nightmare as well, but I can tell the difference because they feel different. So at the time, I wasn't really sure what was going on. I was just thinking, oh, what an awesome dream, or well, that felt really real. Sometimes the dreams felt a little bit like being in a virtual reality game. Now I know that these were actual encounters, and of course, none of the aliens and I interacted with were scary in any way. They also didn't look like anything you see on TV, and the angels I met do not look like what they show on TV either. In my opinion, this is part of the reason why I was so confused for so long, because there's like a created expectation of how things should look, but in my reality, it's not that way at all. I did keep a journal of a lot of the dreams and adventures that I had. I might have to do some more videos on that later because they were bizarre. So here I am, 2.5 years later, sharing what I learned because I feel like this is part of my purpose here on Earth. I believe that we are in a time of revelations where the truth is finally being revealed to our awareness. Like I always knew there was more to life than just physical reality. I noticed that the best way to find out what our purpose is here on earth is to start by healing, then start building a relationship with yourself, and start to follow your intuition. I will talk more in detail about how I was able to do all of this in other videos. Slowly but surely, I started putting the pieces together to form a better picture of what it is that I was here to do. You will be guided step by step. Every step of the way, I will explain how guidance works as well in other videos. The healing journey is not easy, but I invite you to come and learn with me because I will not be gatekeeping anything that I learned. And I believe that healing should be free for all. Let me know if your awakening experience is similar or different from mine. Did you have the same struggles? Did you know you were a star seed? Did your family support you when you told them? Let's build a community where we can talk about these topics and support each other and grow and learn from each other. That's it for the topic for now. Thank you for listening. Let me know if in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll be sure to answer the best that I can. If this video resonates with you, make sure you click the like button. Feel free to share with someone who might be going through a similar experience, and click the follow for more similar content. I will be sharing a series of videos highlighting everything that I've learned so far in my awakening journey. It's time to wake up and take our power back.